When it comes to Sam, I have absolutely no boundaries that I won't say with her.
Now, let me tell you, Sam, I believe one of the things I stand by is if you're going to say bad things about someone, you're going to say good things about somebody. So let me just say, she does have a cool dog.
Oh, that's so funny. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm good. Oh, good afternoon. Happy 4th of July to you all. First and foremost, I hope you all have a happy and safe 4th of July holiday. Also dry. Oh, Ratatouille, good afternoon. Camby, hello. Wendy, Linguipster, I just want you and Yaba to know that your streams are a great addition when our days are already good and a wonderful distraction for when they're not. Either way, thank you. Thank you, Linguipster. Kimberlina, our panda of perpetual pondu. Hello. Amy, Ari, Wicked Crafter, Sharon, Luna, Freedom Keeper, Liz. Hawk Tua got me LOLing over here. Y'all know this is about to be bomb. There's a reason why I refer to Old Tomahawk as Hawk Tua in the title, and I can't wait to show you all. Glamour Mayhem, hello. Hellfire, nice to see you. My chat just flew. I have no idea where I was. Hey, P-Day today. Fauntleroy. Salada, Shiny Seals, Big Fupa Balls. Hello, Lisa Simpson. Nice to see you. Storm, the Norwegian Puffin Dog. Hello, hello, everybody. Busted Can of Biscuits. Okay, listen, we have a lot to get to today. Nikki P. I'm glad to see you. We have a lot to get to today, not a lot of time because it is a holiday. All right. And we'd like to get on with our festivities. Shiny Seals Big Fupa Balls says, is Ryan mad at us? Ryan's definitely mad at us. I mean, look, I am not going to lie. He did ask me not to share this shit on my channel. And I mean, I made no promises. I didn't say I wouldn't. And at the end of the day, bottom line is that I owe nothing to him or any member of that family. And if he wants to be mad at somebody about, how this played out, he needs to be mad at his brother for allowing his brother and his sister-in-law, but specifically his brother, for bringing yet another crackpot into the family, I guess. Anyway, listen, this ball has been rolling long before Ryan had the really, really stupid idea to talk to me. And that's all there is to it. I will say this. Yes, he asked me more than once not to share this stuff on my channel. And he's like, but every time he was like, but I know you're going to. And he knew what he was signing up for. He said, I understand the risk I'm taking. I know what you do on your YouTube channel. I am familiar. And that he made that choice. Listen, and that's what I want to make very clear right out of the gate today. I want to make it crystal clear and let there be no mistake about this. I did not reach out to Sean's brother. Okay. In any way, and I can prove that. All right. Sean's brother reached out to me. So Sean's brother's been watching for a while. Do you guys remember the account Watermelon? Do you remember that? In fact, I've mentioned Watermelon on my channel. Watermelon is Sean Curly's brother, Ryan. He's been around. He's been watching. And then finally he got to a point, I guess, on Sunday where he pulled the trigger and he contacted me directly. And if you've watched the video now that we released last night, you'll see he contacted me both in my comment section and on Facebook Messenger. So it is what it is. That was his choice to make. We all have our choices to make. That was the choice Sean's brother Ryan made. He chose to pull the trigger and reach out to me and speak with me privately, knowing good and fucking well not only what it is I do over here on the YouTubes, but also, I mean, he doesn't know all of the details or the logistics of it, but he knows that his brother and his brother's wife have done some heinous things to me and my family. I mean, what did you expect? In fact, Hold on. Wicked Crafter, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you supporting my channel. Oh, what is that? If he didn't want his opinion on YouTube, why the fuck would he contact a hater? Not just a hater. All right, put some respect on it. Oh my God, noob or not, you're right. I sure should have. Well, anyway, it's totally fine. So yeah, it is what it is. I think it was kind of one of those things where he secretly hoped it would come out. I mean, who knows? Who knows the guy's real true intentions? I will say this. The last thing he messaged me was basically like, bro, why did you do that? Not cool. I'm like, why did I do that? Why wouldn't I do that? You know? So anywho, but before we get to Hawk Tua and his wife, the stink box, I have an update on Clara and her tale that she's been telling regarding this police report that she filed about against Tragic, I guess, about him calling allegedly her belief that Tragic is the one who called the fire brigade over to the business. Hold on one second. Let me put this up here real quick. All right. So just a little review. This was from my live stream. Oh, hell, when was it? Hold on. Let me check which one it was. This was from July 2nd. So Tuesday's live stream, Clara files again, where we talked, we reviewed Clara's Rumble, where she told us that she had not only filed a police report on Tragic about the fire brigade phone call, but also that she filed an EPO. And she disclosed to us and pat herself on the back the fact that she had moved in silence and done everything on the down low, and none of her friends that helped her leaked any of it. And then she, the day of the hearing came and went, and nothing happened because she failed to get him served. And then for some reason, she decided to go ahead and tell everybody about her big fat failure. He's Sean's brother, all right. Oh, brother, right? Wicked Crafter, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you supporting my channel. Dude, I think I even said to him in one of our early Facebook messages on Sunday, something to the effect of like the Curly brothers just do, or what did I say? I forget. Something about the Curly brothers all involving themselves in women's drama on the internet and how that's a bad idea. I did. I mean, whatever. Okay, so listen. So Clara showed a screenshot of a part of the first page of the police report she filed with the Connersville Police Department. And I was curious as to the status of that police report, whether it was an open investigation or if the report had been closed. There's been a lot of chatter around the internet claiming that the police are in fact looking for Tragic. That I think they said that the police called AK looking for Tragic. AK denies that, of course. Amy PJ, thank you so much for being a member for 7 months. Forever a basic Betty. A lot of talk about that. A lot of speculation. A lot of, quite frankly, bullshit being thrown out there by the addict. So on my live stream on Tuesday, if you missed it, go watch it. We called the Connersville Police Department live, and we want to know the disposition of this, or the status of this police report, if possible. And we were told by the girl in dispatch that the report had been closed, but that's really all she could tell us, right? Wicked Crafter, thank you so much for gifting 5 Samantha Jean memberships. They had a girl, shake him out of the tree. DG, addicted to cold brew. Layla, Ami, and whatever. Congratulations. Welcome to Samantha Jean memberships. Please take your favorite emoji for a spin. I would highly suggest the grimace emoji be used heavily in today's chat. That'd be great. Hey, Hellfire, Cassandra, hello. Okay, so yeah. So Clara has really been, wanting people to believe that this is an open, active investigation. The police are looking for Tragic, that he committed a crime and he will be held accountable and all that other shit, right? So anyway, the girl in dispatch, she did tell us that the report had been closed, but she couldn't really give any more information. She said that she would have the actual officer assigned to the case call me and clarify it or whatever. So he called me this morning. No, I did not record that phone call, but I did take notes. So here we go. So what he said is that yes, the report is closed. There is no active investigation on their part. He said that there's really nothing the Connersville Police Department can do about this, and that the jurisdiction, he said that it has to be handled where it originated, and that Indiana does not have jurisdiction over the matter because if Tragic is the one who called and abused the 911 service, then he did it from wherever he's located, which would be Arizona, in which case Arizona and Tragic's local police are who have the jurisdiction over that. And he said that the only thing Connersville Police Department would be able to do would be able to simply call Tragic. However, he said, and here's the thing. I feel like this officer thought that he was talking to Clara. I don't think he realized that I am a separate third party just calling to inquire about the public record, because he kept saying things like I told you. Seriously, he was like, so like I told you, the only thing Connersville Police Department can do is call him and talk to him. And then he says, get this shit. And Clara, listen, y'all don't have to believe me. Okay. Y'all do not have to believe me that this is what this officer told me. Clara and Ronaldo and their friends, they can all take to, the YouTube or the Rumble or their favorite, blogging website, and they can all pound on their keyboards and they can all profess that Samantha's lying and that's not what Connersville Police Department told Clara. But I know that this is what Connersville Police Department, this officer specifically told Clara, because he told me, like I told you, ... And Clara knows that this is what the Connersville Police Department told her. She knows what she's been told by this officer. And he done told me the same thing this morning. Is it my fault that this police officer was confused as to who it was he was speaking with on the phone this morning? That's not my fault. He even said, I got a message from dispatch saying that I needed to call you. In fact, when I answered the phone, I was like, hello. And he was like, yeah, this is a Connersville Police Department officer. I forget what his name was. Officer blah, blah. I got a message from dispatch that I needed to call you. He didn't even ask for me by name. It's not my fault if he thought he was talking to Clara. I don't think it would have mattered. If he wasn't confused, if he knew he was calling some uninvolved third party, he would have told me the same thing because it's not a secret. So anyway, yeah, he was like I told you. I mean, he wasn't shitty or nothing by any means. In fact, he was really nice. He really was. But he was like, yeah, like I already told you, the only thing we can do is give him a call. However, he says, but I really don't want to do that because then they can get harassment by police on you. My hand to God. Where's my gavel? That is what he said. Now, that's what he said to me this morning. That's what he told Clara Hondra as well. Clara Hondra was told by the Connersville Police Department, we don't have jurisdiction over this. If what you say is true, and this Matthew person is who called and sent the fire brigade to us, we don't have jurisdiction. His local police has jurisdiction. We can't even call him because if we do, I mean, we can, but I'm telling you, you shouldn't ask us to, because if we do, they can charge you with harassment by police. That is what he said, which is why she was advised again by the Connersville Police Department that she could try to get a restraining order from the court. But that's about the only thing she can do. Could you imagine? Just for a minute, close your eyes and picture this. You are Clara Frank. You have been involved in so many fucking lawsuits over the last, year and a half? How many EPOs? How many EPOs has this woman been involved in that have been granted? One against her. Can you imagine? She finally thinks she's got tragic dead to fucking rights because old Al over there went and got the recording for the 911 call. I don't think it was even 911, wasn't he? It was the non-emergency line. Sorry, I stand corrected. Hippie Peace. Hold on. I've seen Hippie Peace. Thank you so much for joining memberships. Hippie Peace, forever basic Betty, you shall be. Thank God Owl got that recording of that dispatch call, right? And cracked the case wide open and exposed the fact that it was Tragic who called. You know what? For whatever reason, Clara Hondra is like butthurt about that. She's talking mad shit to and on Owl. You would think that she would be thanking her for getting that call and busting Matthew, but did she? Could you imagine? She finally thinks she's got Tragic dead to effing rights. She takes herself down to the Connersville Police Department. Everybody knows her name. She walks in, the crowd cheers. They roll out the red carpet. What can we do for you, Clara Frank? She's like, I got him this time, boys. That voice on that call is Matthew. Write it up and have him arrested. And then the cop tells her, this is why it was open and closed in 15 minutes, 14 minutes. He has to take the report. Oh, you guys know. You know what they told her. Look, I'll take a report if you want me to, but I'm telling you right now, nothing's going to happen. And she's like, I want it. I want a report. I want the paper trail. I want it in writing from the Connersville police that I reported this. He's like, all right, look, I'll take the report, but and that's why she didn't show the rest of that report. That's why. Remember when she said, there are some people who've seen the rest of this report, and the people who've seen it, they know why I'm not showing the rest of it, because it says in there that Miss Frank was advised there ain't shit we can do about it. Oh, Hippie Peace, what did the cop tell me? I'll tell you again. I'll be happy to. The officer said, now, Hippie Peace, I don't know if you missed this part, but the officer was like speaking to me as if he was talking to Clara. I think he was confused as to who he was talking to, because he said things like I told you before, like I already told you, like stuff like that. Like he wasn't being shitty, but like he was actually being nice, you know? He said that the reason, he said Connersville Police Department can't do anything about it, that the jurisdiction lies where it originated. So it has to be handled by the police where the call originated, which in this case, if she believes it was tragic, it originated in Arizona. He said that he's like I told you before, the only thing Connersville Police Department can do is call Mr. So-and-so, Mr. Tragic. However, I wouldn't advise us doing that, because then he can get harassment by police on you. And I wrote it that way because that's exactly how he said it, word for word. Then he can get harassment by police on you. So now, can Clara take the police report that she wrote, that had written in Connersville, and then petition, I guess, the police in Arizona to do something about it? I'm sure she could. I don't know. I know most police departments, they're like, listen, if you want to file a report on somebody residing in our jurisdiction, then you need to bring your hot tail here and make that report. Like a lot of police departments, they're not taking that stuff over the phone or whatever. Even still. Like, I don't know where Tragic lives. I think I have an idea. It's like some big metropolitan area in Arizona, is it not? Do you really think that police department's going to give two rats fucking asses as somebody called the Connersville, Indiana Fire Brigade with no proof or evidence, really? There's no proof or evidence at all. Ivana Have Sex says Tragic lives in Indiana with Katie. Okay, hold on. So what's this? Is this the chat AI summary? Let's see. Viewers are discussing Clara potentially lying about an EPO and wasting police resources while pretending to be an expert on the matter. Oh my God, it's perfect. Finally, chat AI is getting something right. You know what? Somebody sent me the chat AI, or somebody tweeted, I guess, the chat AI from my stream from the other day. and somebody sent it to me just this morning. This is the first I've seen it, so I want to share that with you all. This is the second time I've seen a chat AI be accurate. The chat AIs over there in the support group meeting with Yaba in the morning, they're so far off. I don't know where they're getting that shit from. But these seem to be right on. So this one says, viewers are discussing Ron's behavior and drug use, noting that he is unaware of the world around him, likely due to being sheltered by his grandmother, mother, and Clara. They express concern about his impact on the town and his judgmental attitude towards others struggling with addiction. That one was great. You guys are going to hear my dog go nuts because I think there she is, Apocalypse Punch. I assumed you were a she. Anywho, thank you. Anyway, the dog's going crazy because somebody just knocked on the door. Don't worry. We won't be opening the door. No, I'm kidding. All right. So yeah, that was, I mean, just shocking. Just shocking. So I can't wait to hear what Clara and Franz have to say about that. See if they're going to call me a liar or own it. Can you hear her? Tell me if you can hear her or not. I have to know. Because she is so ridiculous. Oh, Ophelia open the door, Sam. Dude, I mean, well, first of all, I didn't expect for the Connersville Police Department to actually call me back. Because again, the police don't have time for this dumb shit. But I really think that he misunderstood the note from dispatch and he thought that he was calling Miss Hondra. Especially since my number it's an out of area code, and I'm pretty sure Clara Hondra's is too. And he probably didn't remember, readily off the top of his head what her area code is. So maybe that's why he thought he was talking to Clara. I don't know. But anyway, he was super nice. You hear, but it sounds far away. Okay, good. It distracts the shit out of me. She's stopped. Thank God. They literally knew every store around the attic and still couldn't find that junk shop. It's great. So anyway, I guess good luck to you, Clara. Good luck on the EPO. Good luck on getting tragic served. Good luck on when you have your day in court. So sad for you. Boy, I'm telling you, they really thought they had him, didn't they? I mean, remember Clara and Ron? They were both damn near giddy when that shit took place. That's great. Hellfire says DC's a 202 area code. Is it? I'll take your word for it. Okay, so this is actually fucking dog. This is gonna be that. I have 2 timestamps. This is an oldish stream. And I think it's probably a good segue into Mandy and Sean since it involves Mandy and Sean and also Clara and Ron.
I'm gonna tell you something.
So this was on Ron's Rumble a couple of months ago. Okay, babe, thank you. This was on Ron's Rumble a couple of months ago. I'm not sure exactly when. It wasn't that long ago. I can't be bothered to go look. I'm actually kind of shocked I didn't date it, but whatever. I forget exactly what the title is, but the words power couple was in the title. And it's a stream. It's a live stream panel with Ron, Clara, Mandy, and Sean. So anyway, I didn't listen to it at the time when it happened. I literally have never watched it. I knew they did the panel together, but I never watched it. So while I've been working over the last couple of days, I've been listening to this in bits and pieces, and I haven't made it that far, but I did write down 2 timestamps that I found particularly. One is interesting and concerning, deeply, deeply concerning, and the other one is just fucking hilarious. So here we go. First one is 21:35. We're at 21:12. Close enough. Let's listen up.
Their window is 50, feet from our window, and they're all looking at you talking to me. I don't know shit. It's like
we are literally just the crazy chicken people that you can do whatever you want. Just don't mess with our tickets. We don't hear anything, see anything.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like what you're experiencing.
Oh, you know what they were talking about? I'm not going to tap it back, but I just want you to know they were talking about the police coming in their neighborhood, knocking on their door, asking questions about their neighbors. Mm-hmm.
It's not, I mean, that's
Very good. Thank you so much for the super chat. DC's legal claims are always, at the very least, dubious, and Ron is a sponge brain and sucks it up. It's always a good time to watch them go. It sure is very good. Thank you so much for the super chat. Nikki P says, caught my kid going to the big freezer in the middle of the night to get ice cream. It's gone to make dinner and she hadn't closed it. So, oh no. No. Oh God, Nikki P. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's horrible. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so listen, yeah. So, oh shoot, that's what they were talking about. Is the police coming to knocking on their door asking about their neighbors? A whole new lifestyle for Amanda to Jean over there.
that's just not here
We
anymore.
try to be good neighbors with one another. I don't give a shit what they do.
Yeah.
Just don't,
Yeah.
Well, we've went from I've went from like 2018 when all this shit started for me, for being completely unarmed to to shooting all the time and owning, a
Right.
small arsenal with ammo, because
Yeah.
it's not
Mhm.
just these people on the internet.
I would like to know how it is that Ronald P. Corbin of Connersville, Indiana, came to, since 2018, 2019. How did he, by his own admission, 2018, 2019, he was unarmed. He did not own any firearms because he can't pass the background check. And I don't care. I'm stating that as fact. You are not going to tell me that Ronald P. Corbin can pass a firearm background check in the state of Indiana present day. There's no way. And if he is passing it, he needs to not be, right? Because we know the degree and the severity of his mental illness. And we know that out of his own mouth. We've also witnessed his behavior that backs it up, right? So here we have Ron Corbin talking about going from not owning any guns to he now, ever since Clara Alexandra Frank here on panel, that is her legal name, that's her face, ever since she moved in with him and started purchasing for and supplying him with an arsenal of firearms and ammunition.
I've went from
they
Yeah.
just don't,
Yeah.
well, we've went from I've went from like 2018 when all this shit started for me, for being completely unarmed to to shooting all the time and owning, a
Right.
small arsenal with ammo, because
Yeah.
it's not
Mhm.
just these people on the internet, it's the world itself.
It's the world.
How far are you, Negs, from
We listened to this part yesterday when he asked how far he moved away from his Section 8 apartment, and how Ron says, oh yeah, I love that apartment. It was right across from a lake, and he didn't even have a fishing pole to his name. Father of a young son living across the street from a lake and did not own a fishing pole. Shameful. All right, so this clip, this is at timestamp 34:45. We're at 34:24. Close enough. This one's going to be extra special, and I'm going to ask you to just keep your eyes on Ronnie P during this clip. All right, ears up, eyes on Ronald. Here we go.
Yeah.
Through the
Don't worry, I'll play it a couple times.
system,
Yeah.
like the right way. And it was just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Just a matter of time.
It is. Yeah. And it's funny because
Yes, Lime Jello. Ron used to live, I don't know if it was Section 8 or just straight up like public housing, like, project public housing apartments. I'm thinking it was public housing just because I have seen the inside of it on his live streams when he used to be live and walking around, and it looked like a public housing project apartment. Either way about it, public housing. Yes, he did.
when I look at some of the stuff that's going around social media and they reference the money, it's like, you guys fucking know what's up,
Right.
You know what's up, but you've got to kind of go, it's
I
not
mean,
even her money. And it's like,
It is my
Well,
money.
yeah, I know exactly.
Actually,
when they
it's
use it
our
as,
money,
like,
but
this is the
I
co-
inherited it, but it's our money. It's
Yeah,
family
I know.
money.
That's what's so
But-
ridiculous about it.
Did you hear her initial answer? She said, it is my money. And then she had to correct herself real fucking fast before Ron blew his lid. Listen.
But you've got to kind of go, you fucking know what's up,
Right.
They reference the money. It's like, you guys fucking know what's up,
Right.
You know what's up, but you've got to kind of go, it's
I
not
mean,
even her money. And it's like,
It is
you-
my
Well,
money.
Yeah, I know.
It is my money. And look at Ron. Look at the face of her man, her cute stoner boy when she says that. He is literally scratching his ass. Watch.
It's not even her money. And it's like,
It is my money.
yeah, I know. Exactly.
Actually, it's
She says it is my money. And Sean leans in and says, I know, exactly. Lily says, Mandy spent all their money. She did, didn't she? All right, let's watch it again. This is like my favorite part.
Not even her money. And it's like,
it is my money.
It is my money.
I know. Exactly.
Actually, it's our money.
Actually, it's our money.
But I inherited.
I think I want to put that on a shirt, and I think I want to do that and wear it today. I'm going to use, in honor of it being the 4th of July, I'll use red sparkly glitter. It's our money.
But it's our money. It's family money.
Okay, wait,
It's
let's
her money. And it's like,
look, she walks it back and then doubles down. She says it twice. She wants motherfuckers to know. Listen.
It is my money.
yeah, I know. Exactly.
Actually, it's our money. But I inherited it. But it's our money. It's family
Yeah, I know.
money.
That's what's so ridiculous
It's
about
our money. It's family money. I mean, I inherited it, but it's our money. It's family money.
it. It's like, why are you like it did me? And it's like,
I just want to listen to it a couple more times, okay, guys? And then we'll get over to Mandy and Sean.
It is my money.
yeah, I know. Exactly.
Actually, it's our money. But I inherited it. But it's our money. It's family
Yeah, I know.
money.
That's what's so ridiculous.
Look at the smirk on Ron's face when she finally gets it out there clearly that it is our money. Look at the little smirk on her face. Like, that's right, guys. It's our money. My elderly female girlfriend's elderly female aunt died and left her a fuck ton of money, and it's our money, right? Because you're married, you're not.
Like,
That's your female girlfriend's money, Ron. How does that feel? We all know you're broke.
It is my money.
yeah, I know. Exactly.
Actually, it's our money. But I inherited it. But it's our money. It's
Yeah,
family
I know.
money.
That's what's so ridiculous about
You know what's funny is Ron tries to make everybody believe that he's got good credit now, that he's got good credit and that he's got all these credit cards and he's so fortunate that he's got good credit and he's like, good credit's great. But then he goes on in the same breath. He describes how he will, use the same credit card and he goes on vacation and he'll use the same credit card on vacation. Then he'll come home and he'll pay the minimum payments for a couple of months and then pay it off. That is not how you increase your credit score. Under no credit repair formula will say, here's what you do. Go out, go on vacation, charge when your card's all the way up, right? Then come home and just pay the minimum payment for like 4 to 6 months and then pay it off. Like, on what planet is that how you increase your credit score? Tank's Pet Girl's Dragon. Okay, I just wanted to be lurking, but god damn it, Ron has no claim to Clara's money, married or not. Oh, well, thank you for coming out of your lurking to share your commentary with us on the subject matter. But Tank Girl's Pet Dragon, you're I'm pretty sure you're on the list, so you're gonna have to go. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Is she on the list? I have no idea. Hold on, because I just got a notification. I have to check something real quick. I'm so distracted. Yeah, here it is. Okay. I'm just kidding, Tank Girl. You can totally stay. Oh, wait. Why am I holding that up? You guys, Trisha's live. She's talking about it. She just said, thank you, Ryan. Ryan is my ex-brother-in-law. Okay, hold on. Oh, well, Tank Girl, it's nice to see you're still around watching the content and supporting the channel. We appreciate you, girl.
Right, and I love it. I'm happy that I don't have to feel that way anymore. Anyway, brother-in-law who spoke out about the truth. See, when you're facing something
All right. So just in case, old Mandith Jean and her husband are watching and they're unaware that Trisha is live right now talking about it, I just wanted to let you know that. All right. Justice is being served. That's right, Lily. It's family money till Clara has enough of crybaby negs and leaves. I just don't see that coming. Lila Waddell says, does Indiana have common law? No, ma'am, they do not. I'm pretty sure they don't. I don't see legal in the chat, although she was present in the support group this morning. I'm sure she's busy with some very important lawyer business. But no, I don't think so. Don't fence man, did you miss the brother updates? No, we're just about to get to it. I haven't even talked to Trisha about this. I haven't. I didn't DM her, message her, send her a link, nothing. I've been busy. All right. So anyway, I wanted to share those clips with you. Those were a good time. Moving on. I am going to play. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me go here first. And then it's kind of related. So this is Mandy and Sean's stream from last night. And this is why I refer to Tomahawk as Hawk Tua. Because this is Carlos Martinez. Carlos Martinez goes way back. Mandy and Sean think that Carlos Martinez is really cool. They like to name drop him. It really makes him feel special that Carlos Martinez comes in their chat. But anyway, look at how Carlos came in and greeted them last night. He says ATX and Hot Tua. That's supposed to be their friend. This is somebody on the internet that they name drop every chance they can get. He comes in there. They called Sean Hawk too. I love it. Okay, hold on. Jasmine says, quick question. When Ron used to rage on the back porch, was it at his grandma's house or before? It was before. Ron used to rage on the back porch. When he raged on the back porch, Jasmine, that was at the public housing apartment. That was the public housing apartment. Carlos goes in everyone's chat. I seriously want to know, is it DC that won't marry Ron or Ron that won't marry Clara? I want to know too. Do you think they'll ever answer that question? Yeah, it was public housing rage. AK says, I'd bet all my money and your money Ron won't marry her. Why should he? Anyway, so I just want to show you that. That was fun. All right. And then put a 1 in the chat if you have not watched the video that we dropped on my channel last night regarding Jonathan's brother, Ryan, contacting me, reaching out, wanting to talk. Ron Yaba says, wipe the money up, Ron. Rainy in the desert. You have not? If you have not watched it, put a 1 in the chat. I cannot believe all you people have not watched this video. Unfucking real. What have you been doing? Lyra hasn't watched it yet. He says it came out. I clicked faster than you can think. All right. Well, here we go, guys. So we're going to watch the video together. It's 10 minutes and 40 seconds. There will be no commentary. Cats Roll, you're just in time, girl. Cats Roll, put a 1 so I can block you. That is so funny. All right, here we go, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? This is some good shit. Okay, hold on. I am going to pause right here and I'm going to go ahead and read that message because I know it can be small on the screen or whatever. So I am going to read these messages. These are just the first messages between Ryan and I. So there's more. There's more. And we'll be covering it slowly but surely. over the next coming days. All right. Suzanne, the Swedish Yarny Hooker, thank you so much for being a member for 7 months. Sham rocks. Love hearing you drag these losers for filth. I love the stink box video. Love you, Sam. Love you too, girl. Yeah, but so Chantel was holding me back for real. Okay, so listen. So this is the first message I seen. I seen this on Sunday night. It was on my live stream titled "ATX Hates Sean's Kids and Her Husband Who's Addicted to Women's Drama on the Internet." Says, "Hi, I'm his brother." I was like, "Whose brother?" "Sean's," he says. And at first, I was like, this is such, like, I smell a setup, right? Like, this is totally a setup. That's Sean himself. I ain't falling for it. So I screenshotted it and I put it on Twitter and I was like, ATX, you knock that off right now. And then, I kid you not, I no sooner fired off that tweet with this screenshot. And then I went to my Facebook for whatever reason. I don't normally like check my Facebook, whatever, but I clicked on my Facebook and I had a message request and holy shit. I opened my Facebook message request. Boom. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I was screeching in the living room. I said, baby, this is not a drill. And she said, take that fucking tweet down. I took the tweet down, you know? Yeah, it says public announcement. I'm at the park with the kids. All right, so listen. So I go to the Facebook, and here it is in all its glory. Ryan Curley. It says, hi. Hold on. Let me tap forward so I can read the whole thing. It says, I'd like to talk with you. I love my brother very much, but he's not been himself. Some other family members agree. Mandy, on the other hand, I tried to play nice, but she and Sean had a mentally unstable moment, and it's caused some problems in our family. Mandy is selfish, childish, manipulative, dishonest, and always on something when I see her. So if you have any questions about her, please ask. I know you will show this on your YouTube page, although I wish you wouldn't. I'm taking a big risk here, but I no longer feel safe around her. Did you guys catch that part? I no longer feel safe around her. Hopefully this message finds you well. And by the way, I'm the youngest brother. Bradley D, what did she do that was the last straw? I am going to tell you every delicious fucking detail of what Mandy did that pushed Sean's little brother Ryan over the edge and prompted him to finally reach out and talk to me. Don't forget, he already knew who I was. He's been known about my channel. He's been watching. He has said things to me previously under the account Watermelon. So he watches. He knows who the players are. Like he has brought himself up to speed backstage. We had no idea. An actual member of the Curley family, a close member, Sean's own brother, has been watching. Lyra says, hello, Ryan. Yes, hello, Ryan. Listen, Ryan, no hard feelings. It had to be done. You knew it was going to be done. You said that. You admitted that many times. You made your choice. You made your decision. They had it coming. Not just Mandy, but your brother too. And I realize you love your brother very much and you speak very highly of your brother, but your brother is a fucking son of a bitch. All right. So I don't know what to tell you. I know Ryan really seemed like a good dude. And he may be. But it is what it is, man. Business is business, And this is personal for me and my family. Sean is foul. All right, so there's the message. All right, I'm going to tap it back. Now that I've read that message, we'll continue watching. That's true. Ryan even admitted that it was fucked up the way Sean walked out on his kids to raise someone else's. In fact, he said that it was a point of contention in their family that Sean married Trisha and was raising Becca and not participating in raising his own kids. He said it was a point of contention in the family. Tragic says, too bad Belinda Derp can't interview Ryan and drop his cash. Tragic, that was a banger. All right. So he says, hi, Sam. This message here, he sent that was like his first 2 messages. And so he sends all that, and then I see it and I accept the message request. That's what this is up here. I didn't realize it get caught off. But all this is really saying is, oh my God, Ryan, I'm speechless, something to that effect. And he responds immediately. He says, hi, Sam. My first question right out of the gate, how did you find my Facebook? And he says, I know that asking you, Danny G, thank you so much for the cash app. I got it, girl. Thank you for supporting my channel. This is from Ryan will get over it. He did the right thing. Thank you so much, girl. Okay, so Ryan says, yeah, it's true though. Ryan will get over it, and he does know he did the right thing for sure. Ryan says, I know that asking you to not show this private message on your page is fruitless, but I wish you wouldn't. And then he answers my question. I asked, how'd you find my Facebook? He says, I searched you out. So there should be no question at all whatsoever about how me and Sean's little brother Ryan came in contact and had our conversations. None at all. That's right. And this was a choice. He made a choice. I mean, we're all adults here, right? So then I had to accept his friend request in order to see the message or whatever, because he did send me a friend request. So I accept his friend request. And of course, while I'm waiting for him to write me back, I go look on his Facebook page. He posted this on his Facebook page the day before on Saturday. He has been watching the channel. He knows that we use the grimace emoji to represent his brother's wife in chat. And he posted this on Saturday, the day before he reached out to me. Says, my feelings today, if you know, you know. And it's grimace with a big red X. And that is the screenshot of the call log from when Ryan Curley, and you can see down there at the bottom, it says incoming call, 1 hour and 52 fucking minutes. Wow. Yes, I stayed up way past my bedtime Sunday night. Okay, so I think that's all the reading. And really, truly, you need to get the full effect of the video. So we're just going to tap it back, take it from the top, and watch it straight out.
Had gone, oh my God, what a dumb bitch. But I can't lean over the table and go say, bitch, shut the fuck up. I can't do that. But she's that dumb. I think Sean's locked into his little fan club. But as far as what happens in the greater world, I don't think that he's tuned in. You know better. You know better, you do better. My brothers just don't feel that way. Sean sticks with his tried and true. He doesn't like the change of stuff, and that's how she's worse. She says some of the dumbest shit that I've ever heard an adult say. So as you're aware, there's a war in the Middle East in which, you know what's going on here, even is. Right. Well, apparently they have a friend, and by friend, when they say friend, that immediately equates to someone they speak to on the internet, because they don't have friends. Around here, they don't, at least. And they said, and she was telling us, yeah, those Israelis, they don't take any shit. They're just gonna fight, and they're gonna do their part and kill. And I was like, she was getting really obnoxious. And I just stopped, and I looked at my other sister-in-law and said, yeah, they're really good at killing brown people. But I said it also only where she could hear me, not Mandy. But here we are at this really classy joint, enjoying a combo birthday of my other brother and my father. Wonderful time, having a good time. And here we are, and there's this woman all jacked up on who knows what, sitting over there talking about the war in Israel like it's a fucking Chuck Norris movie. And I'm just like, oh my God. My brother doesn't like the fact that when his wife talks, I get this look on my face like, what the fuck am I about to hear next? You never know. You never know. You never know. Now, let me tell you, Sam, I believe one of the things I stand by is if you're going to say bad things about someone, you're going to say good things about somebody. So let me just say, she does have a cool dog. She's crafty, too. You want to know what she did? And I can't blame her for this, but she's the type of person that would think of this, not me. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
She drove all the way to the airport. She went to Austin, I guess, some months ago to visit family, but Sean didn't go. So she drove to the airport. And have you ever been to the Atlanta airport? It sucks. It's the busiest in the world. It's just fucked up. And she didn't take public transportation because, heaven forbid, she take public transportation. I'm speaking from her perspective. There's too many black people on there for her to ride it. She's racist. So here's the thing. When she's at the dinner table, she's so dumb, she doesn't realize that the thing she's saying is racist. Those people. She's also extremely xenophobic. She fucking hates immigrants. Hates them. She and I got into it about Texas one time. I was like, I told her, the star on the Texas flag is just a Google review. Love the Lone Star. And she's like, no, it's the best. I'm like, well, then why are you not there? Yeah, she's a closet. So she's a closet about it. She's certainly a homophobe. Except for the music and the sports that I mentioned earlier and the things I know about my brother, I don't really have anything in common with him, okay? I'm not like a bleeding heart liberal. Like, I'm not going to go Antifa up your meeting. I don't believe in killing Israelis because I'm not a Palestinian pro like that. I'm a progressive, and I believe that this is like normal shit. Like, people don't immigrate to this country just to come blow it up. They come here because their fucking life sucks, and they have the same universal right that anyone does to live the best life they want to. And if that means coming to this country, they're not an illegal alien, they're a refugee. But when I call them refugees, fucking blows her mind.
Really?
That's a woke word. So she tries to stay busy. I think that's the whole, she's geeked up all the time. But I know that after we got back from our family reunion, she quit her job and hasn't worked since. And that's 2 years now. In fact, that's 2 years this week that we were at family reunion. And she quit her job. So what I understand was a good gig, but I believe her services were no longer needed, and I don't know why she quit the job. So Sean was working a lot of hours up until about a month, 2 months ago, maybe. And I have a good beat on Sean's work because the mail lady that comes to my work worked with Sean, obviously. It's a small town. There's one post office. And so and I was like, yeah. So she never said anything to me about any other reason than Sean's just leaving because he wants to. So he left. And that's 2 months ago. So now I would imagine they spend all day together. I see them in person every day, ma'am, and they look like people who use stimulants. I eat a little kratom every now and then. So Mandy probably hangs out with Sean. I don't know. I really feel it's a good question. I know they visit my folks a lot, but so it's kind of a double-edged sword. Even though I know that she might have this agenda, I just know that my mom and dad like having Sean around. She's getting scripts filled. So whatever she's taking, Sean told me that the amount that they take. So they are so dependent on that chemical. So I guess what I'll say is this. It is in my opinion that while she may not be addicted to quite all the same pills that she was addicted to before. She's still hooked on something pharmaceutical and a lot of kratom. There's no way that that's just kratom. She's grinding her fucking teeth, grinding her. Like we do this, like but we do the silly prayer circle where before we have family things, we gather around, we grab hands, and we pray and blah blah blah, and I ignore it, and I look around the room, and she'll have this look on her face like Cheshire cat grinding her teeth. Cannot fucking help it. It's so funny. Okay, do you believe by now that I am Ryan David Curley's second brother, Sean Curley? Well, you know what? You had to have seen me messaging you at the same time. I double got you on purpose. I almost let it slip one time. So I know he watches your shit, and I know that. So yes, this is how that played out. The response was, "Oh, that's just how it works in that scene." Like they tried to normalize the fact.
Yep, I knew it.
That a stranger, and I'm just describing to you this because this is what it is, that a stranger was reaching out to my mom and dad. And I said to my mom and dad, I asked her, because she came to me about it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You want to know if I knew anything about it. And I'm like, look, I don't, but who is it? And I was going to reach out to you and be like, hey, I dig what you're into, just like leave my folks out of it,
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized I don't want to involve myself in this at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. One of the reasons I call, I guess you probably might have overheard, I'm not defending my brother, of course, but Mandy, I don't agree with him right now, but Mandy literally makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up and my shit shrivel up. Look, you dumb bitch. I love my brothers. You're the one I stay away from. So if I'm not around, it's because of you. But I don't say that because as much as I dislike her, I have a great deal of respect for my mother and my father. She is a bully. In order to achieve point A from point B, she will manipulate or force her way. Yeah, but from what I understand, her daughter doesn't speak to her. You're back on your child support, and you're not even with the woman anymore that you were with after. I mean, he's on to 2 other women. That's like, I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but owing child support that deep after you have, oh my God, that's the second time that bullshit's come up, and every time it doesn't get very far because everyone in the house says the same thing. Like, I think my dad might have spit his wine out one time.
When it comes to Sam, I have absolutely no boundaries that I won't say with her.
Now, let me tell you, Sam, I believe one of the things I stand by is if you're going to say bad things about someone, you're going to say good things about somebody. So let me just say, she does have a cool dog.
Yeah. Sorry, Ryan. All right. So, like I said, there was quite a bit of messages in Facebook Messenger, and also that was a 2-hour conversation. Yeah. So there's more to all of that. I just want to be very crystal clear though, Mandy. I know you're watching. Sean, I know you're watching. This is for Arabia. I'm sorry, Billy Joe. This is for Arabia and Jessica, and for all the lies out there lying on me like that. Maybe you should have just left it alone. You know what else this is for? Remember, Mandy, back in the beginning of 2020, when you thought you were so cool and you doxed my oldest daughter to hell and back over there on the ship's live stream that night? Showed her picture, told everybody what her name was, where she lived, shared lots and lots of pictures of her. Remember when you did that? I remember. So there's that. Okay, so I am going to go back to the Facebook messages. I'm not going to show them on screen Just because I mean, I have them screen recorded, but there was some stuff in there, for example, my phone number when he asked for it, and some other things that I just don't feel like trying to like edit out. So, but I am going to give you a dramatic reading, at least some of them today, because I want to make sure, we're painting an accurate picture and giving you all of the information. Some of the phone call, I just have notes on. So I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 pages of notes. All right. Don't worry. I told you it's going to be content for days. It's going to be great. Okay. So back to the Facebook messages. So he messages me on Facebook. I don't see it right away. He leaves a comment under my live stream. And I see that, and then I see Facebook. So again, he says, hi, this past Sunday at 2:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Where were you, Sean, Mandy, Sunday at 2:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Where were you when all of this was going on and you had no idea? I'm just curious. Were you over at Sean's mom and dad's house? Oh, wait, let me end the poll real quick before we get into this. Hold on. Did Mandy ATX cry herself to sleep last night? 82% say yes, 17% say no out of 226 votes. Thank you so much. Gorley Pop says read slowly so the Grift Gang can follow along. I sure will. All right. So Ryan Curley says, hi, I'd like to talk with you. I love my brother very much, but he's not been himself. Some other family members agree. Mandy, on the other hand, tried to play nice. I tried to play nice, but she and Sean had a mentally unstable moment. And it's caused some problems in our family. Mandy is selfish, childish, manipulative, dishonest, and always on something when I see her. So if you have any questions about her, please ask. I know you will show this on your YouTube page, although I wish you wouldn't. I'm taking a big risk here, but I no longer feel safe around her. Hopefully this message finds you well. And by the way, I'm the youngest brother. Holy crap. I just seen that picture, babe. Wow. Oh, looks like they had such a fun time. Oh, that's nice. Okay. So he sent that message at 2:41. It was an hour later before I seen it. I responded at 3:43. I said, Ryan, I am without words. I'm shocked, really. He says, hi, Sam. I said, how'd you find my Facebook? He said, I know that asking you to not show this private message on your page is fruitless, but I wish you wouldn't. I searched you out. Your videos are ... interesting. Hey, goofy, dumb, goofy hoe, bitch. So I reply to him and I say, what can I do for you? He says, I've known about their YouTube shenanigans for a while. Another concerned family member showed me. Who do you think the other concerned family member was who showed Ryan about Mandy and Sean's YouTube shenanigans? Mm-hmm. He says, Mandy does not like me. We had been playing nice for a while, but on Friday, they both had a manic AF moment and Mandy crossed a boundary, pointing the finger square at Mandy. I said, what did Mandy do? He says, the way she treats my nieces is disturbing. Sean's daughters. The way she treats my nieces is disturbing. Many of us in the family were upset at how his youngest daughter was treated. I don't know whose names you know, but I will not divulge them. If you know names, great. Otherwise, it's my family. You understand. I said, yes, I am familiar with Sean's kids and what Mandy did to the youngest. That was my response. I said, yes, I'm familiar with Sean's kids and what Mandy did to the youngest. And he says, what are their initials? Never mind, not important. I think maybe he wanted proof that I really did know his kids' names, which I do. Lisa Simpson, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, this is better than Netflix. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support of my channel. Because trust and believe they will not be monetizing this one. Thank you so much for the super chat. Then he says, not important. And I said, my question is, why does Sean tolerate that? And then I said, he's always been a loser, huh? I said, why does Sean tolerate that? He's always been a loser, huh? That's really how I said it in my head. I said, my question is, why does Sean tolerate that? He's always been a loser, huh? And then I realized, oh shit, that's his brother. Maybe I shouldn't talk like that. So I said, sorry, that was rude. He is your brother. And then Ryan says, I love Sean so much. Growing up, he was my hero. When he joined the army, I was so proud. He showed me most of the music, sports, etc. that I love. That tracks. He says when he went to Iraq, something happened. He returned to a shitty welcome home. Sean served with honor and distinction, and the U.S. government shit on him. I needed to get that out of the way. I responded and said, I'll take your word for it. Ryan says, I'm concerned about Mandy and the long-term damage. And then he says, by the way, are you going to show this on your channel? And I responded, it was several minutes later, and I responded and said, sorry, I'm putting groceries away and getting dinner started. He goes, LOL, it's okay. And I said, am I going to show this on my channel? I guess that depends on what it is you want from me. And then he says, I want to know as much as possible about her. She magically appeared out of nowhere. I do not trust her. Last minute Laura says, this is the one that Trisha said Sean was jealous of growing up. Interesting. All right. He says, I want to know as much about her as possible. She magically appeared out of nowhere. I do not trust her. And then I said, she's been married to your brother for going on what, 5 years, 4 years, something like that. You mean to tell me you don't know their story? That's their favorite thing to talk about, themselves, and how Mandy was obsessed with Trisha on YouTube since back in 2016. And when Trisha kicked Sean out for the final time in 2019, Mandy swooped in and snatched him up. He says, I need to know about her before she met Sean. I know all about her since then. And I said, well, why haven't you asked Sean to tell you all about his third wife? Ryan says, because Sean keeps that stuff private. Only those who have seen your page know about any of it. If you can believe that. And then he says this in this message early on, and he repeats this in our phone call more than once. He says Sean has been divorced a grand total of 2 weeks since January of 1991. So since January of 1991, between 3 wives, he's only been divorced a total of 2 weeks. In other words, he goes from wife to wife to wife. Belle Blue, thank you so much for the super chat. Hope this tastes good, Amanda the Gene, you racist twat. Thank you so much for the super chat. 2 weeks. And then Ryan goes on to say, I just really don't like Mandy at all. I fear her because she is unmedicated. As for Sean, he will literally do whatever she wants him to do. And I'm like, I'm still skeptical. Like, and I'm telling Yaba, I'm like, these two jabronis could literally be sitting down at family dinner together right now, you know, and this is all just a gay op, you know. They could be telling him what to say, or this could be a, you know, whatever, like anything's possible, right? So I was like, when was the last time you text with Sean? And he says Friday. I said, can you send me a screenshot of the last text between you two? I just don't trust anything related to Sean and Mandy. He responds and says, I understand, Sam, but Sean is family, but she is not. He says she is not family. And this, oh, Lord. Oh, my God. It's a tornado warning. So 145. Are we serious? How do I turn that off? Where is my wife? Hold on. I'm going to mute this and call Corey. Hold on. That scared the shit out of me. I don't know. She says she's looking at the radar in the local news and it's like, we're fine. So that's scary. Sounds like she needs to relocate to Yaba's studio in the basement. No, we're fine. I'm the only one here, so it's fine. Oh, Lord, that scared the crap out of me. Where was I? Oh, yeah, the Facebook messages. Okay, so he sends me a screenshot, not of the not of a message between him and Sean, but a message between him and Mandy. And yeah, so there's that. I asked him for a screenshot, like to prove, that he is Sean's brother or whatever, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, he says, I understand Sam, but Sean is family, but she is not family. Can you believe that? So I said, I understand. And he says, what else can I offer you? I said, well, I will confirm for you that your family has a whole ass problem on their hands. She destroyed Brian, her first husband. I said she destroyed Brian and her relationship with her kids over her obsession with Trisha. Mandy is obsessed with Trisha. That is it. That is all. Your brother is not safe. I don't give a fuck. I said it. That's my opinion. He says, please elaborate. I said, Mandy is batshit crazy. Y'all thought Trisha was nuts. I cannot stress to you enough the level of batshit crazy that Mandy is. She literally walked out on her husband and family to stick it to Trisha by taking her husband from her. Are you aware of the Dramatic Pause YouTube channel she runs? Dude, Bunny Boiler. And I put that in caps. Ryan responds and says, I am aware of Dramatic Pause. I said they have been together for 5 years, and Mandy still to this day watches every move that Trisha makes, obsesses over every move Trisha makes, spends her days texting in private groups with other whack jobs online who also obsess over every move Trisha makes. It's disturbing, and Sean is neck deep in all of it. He is just as bad as she is. Ryan says, at least you know what you're getting with number 2. Talking about Trisha. He says, at least you know what you're getting with Trisha. Suzanne, the Swedish Yarny hooker, has TT said anything about this? Yes. Trisha went live right after I went live talking about it. So make sure you check that out after my stream. You can go watch Trisha's stream talking about it. I don't know if she's still live or not. I really don't. So anyway, yeah, Ryan says, at least you know what you're getting with number 2. I said those two were made for each other, to be honest, Mandy and Sean. Both batshit crazy, if you ask me. Dude, why is your 50-something-year-old brother so obsessed with and committed to being part of women's drama on the internet? It's weird. Most men would never. But hell, your cousin Andy is all up in it too, so whatever, I guess. He responds and says, I can't answer that. And I said, did you know that Mandy paid Sean's past due child support off with the money she got in her divorce from her ex-husband? What kind of man lets his girlfriend at the time pay off his debt to his kids with her ex-husband's money? Yikes, huh? And he says, yes, I know this. So then I said, so what happened Friday? Because remember, he says that basically, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see that. No one, thank you for letting me know. Titty Pig sent a super chat while I paused to call Yaba. Oh, you sure did, Teddy Pig. I'm so sorry. Teddy Pig, thank you for the super chat. Says, hold on. He got in trouble he got in trouble. The military let him get off easy. They allowed him to get on disability. Yes, Teddy Pig, that is true. That is a fact. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, they let him get off easy. I think because he was so close to retirement or whatever. Anyway, about it. Thank you so much for the super chat, Titty Pig. Thank you so much. No one What was that? I don't know why our air conditioning just kicked off. I know that motherfucker better kick back on. Okay, so I said, so what happened Friday? And then I said, poor Darcy. And I have no problem using Sean's kids' names for when they're adults. Okay. But also Sean uses his kids' names. That's how I know his kids' names. Because when Sean talks about his kids, not only does he say their names, but he even says where they live. Like, I don't even know why he would, but he does. Hey, Joss. I mean, Joss, yeah, he said obviously, it'll cause a problem, but again, not my problem. Let's see. Okay, so I said, poor Darcy. I feel so bad about the way Mandy treated her. Do she and Sean still talk? I understand the relationship was strained after Mandy kicked her out. Okay, so then he goes back to answer my question about so what happened on Friday. He says, on a text thread with other people, they personally attacked someone very close to me and their family because Sean was debating on some platform and received a message that was kind of rude. I said, who did they attack? He said, nobody that you know. I said, oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, so that was what he initially said about it. I pressed, and later on, in the phone call, he went into more detail, great detail. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you what that detail is now. You guys ready? So I know probably literally none of you watched any of Mandy and Sean's stream from last night, but of course I bopped in just to see. And as per usual, Mandy and Sean were talking about Sean's parents' personal business, including like nothing is off limits with these two. These two safeguard nothing. Nothing is private, nothing. So last night, Mandy and Sean, out of their own mouths, said that Sean's dad had a procedure done on Friday. He had a heart stent put in. That's right, Bradley D. And so that is what Ryan was telling me about what they did that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. So he explains to me how they have this family group text. Hold on. There's this family group text, and it is Sean, the three brothers, their wives, and obviously their mom and dad, right? So they're in this text thread on Friday afternoon talking about their dad who's having the procedure. And I guess like the way he described the conversation, it was that's like all that was being talked about because their dad is very old, very sick, very unwell, and he's having a heart stent put in. Like it's pretty serious, right? So that's what they're talking about. They're talking about, how dad's doing and how it went and blah, yada, yada. And in the middle of this, this thread, this conversation and this text message about their dad and the procedure he's having, Mandy butts in and like slaps a screenshot down, I guess, of some comment that Ryan's girlfriend's son had made to Sean. Now, Ryan's girlfriend's son is like 29 years old. He's an adult. He's not a kid. So in the middle of this family message where they're talking about old man Curly, having on the operating table, having a heart stent put in, Mandy slaps down a screenshot and takes a swipe at Ryan's girlfriend, not just Ryan's girlfriend's son, but Ryan's girlfriend. And she says something to the effect of like, look at what this jackass said, like mother, like son. And like Ryan is in this group text thread that for one is about their dad and the procedure he's having done. And for two, that's his girlfriend and his girlfriend's son. Yeah. Whoa. Right? Read the room, Mandy. All right, hold on one second. Okay, I just want to pull this up real quick. I think it's fine. Lord have mercy. Okay. So yeah, and I guess Ryan argued with Mandy and Sean about it a little bit. Was the girlfriend in the chat? No, the girlfriend wasn't in the chat. It's the three brothers, Mandy, the other sister-in-law, and the parents is what I understand. So, oh yeah. So Ryan, had a little back and forth about it in the text exchange with Mandy and Sean, and basically saying, this is not the time or the place for you to be saying this shit. And also, bitch, that's my girlfriend and her son. Like, what are you doing, right? By the time that shit was said and done, Mandy just had to have the last word. And you know what Mandy's last word on it was in the text thread? By the way, the mom and dad, Sean's mom and dad are in this text thread. So they're seeing all of this as well. Mandy's last word on the matter was, well, let it be known that once again, Ryan is choosing his girlfriend over his brothers. Unfucking real. And I'll also have you know that Ryan happened to tell me that later on that day, Ryan and Sean's mom contacted Ryan and let him know he had done nothing wrong, that he was not in the wrong, that Mandy was. She was not happy. But of course, Ryan and Sean's mom is not a confrontational person. So she just kind of wanted to, look, yeah, exactly tragic. Mandy doing YouTube drama in family group chats. Shameful, huh? All right, so where were we? Oh, shoot. Hold on. Okay. So I said what happened Friday. He said, blah, blah, blah. Nobody you know of, but he came back to it and he told me the whole thing. Exactly, Cat's rule. I said, oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. And then he says, I'm wondering if perhaps some of the content on one of your latest streams made them very upset. And then he asks, can we speak more freely on the phone later? I'm somewhat censored here. And then he says, not that I'm upset with you, obviously. I said, sure. And I gave him my phone number. So that was Sunday night. And then we had our phone call, right? He called me later on that evening. I'm just going to go over some of the notes and then that'll be it for today. There is a whole lot more in our Facebook messages. So we will go over those. But here are some highlights from the phone call. So he says that he's Sean's little brother. He says Sean has a hero complex. He says that Sean takes on the identity of whoever he's with, like whatever woman he's with. He just kind of takes on their identity. He says that Sean really likes the image that their parents present of like the traditional husband, wife. The wife is submissive, whatever. Ryan says he is the black sheep of the family. Ryan is. He says yes, he has seen the Dramatic Pause channel. He says that Sean's daughter, the youngest one, the one that Mandy said all those horrible, awful things about in the text messages that we've seen. He says that daughter had it the toughest of all of Sean's three girls. He goes on to explain that while he said Sean was deployed when the youngest was only like 3 years old or something like that, like she was little. And while Sean was deployed, their mother, Jessica, was basically just a neglectful, unfit mother. There was a lot of drinking and substance abuse involved on Jessica's part. She was not caring for the girls the way she should be. And then when Sean came back from deployment, he did not get the hero's welcome home from his loving family that, most people think of. He came home to his wife was out of control. She had been neglecting the girls. He said that Jessica didn't even go into the airport when Sean came home from war. She sent the girls into the airport to welcome him, and she didn't go. So the marriage was pretty much over when he came back from deployment, and Sean just left Jessica with the girls and ran off with Trisha. Those were Ryan's words. Sean, even though he comes home to find out that the girls had not been properly cared for and their mother was being neglectful of the children, he didn't step in and do what he should have done as their father, an officer in the military. and get control of the situation and take care of those kids. He didn't divorce Jessica and then raise those 3 girls himself on a military officer's salary, benefits, and eventually pension. No, he just left, and he left his daughters with Jessica in that situation and ran off to be with Trisha. This is what his brother, this is the story his brother is telling me. And that's when he said it was a point of contention that Sean ran off to be with Trisha and was raising Trisha's young daughter while he had 3 daughters of his own that were really suffering. And that's another thing. So, like, that is how Sean's daughters ended up back in the Dawsonville, Georgia area. Because while Sean ran off with Trisha, his soon-to-be ex-wife and mother of his children, Jessica, packed their kids up and moved, he said, 2 miles down the street from their parents. Not because Jessica got along with the family or was close to the family, because she absolutely was not. She just needed to be close. Yeah, she needed to be close by the grandparents because she needed help with the kids. And Sean took off with Trisha and did not help at all with his family. And we also know for a fact that Sean also didn't even pay his child support, because when Mandy, fast forward to 2020, when Mandy, I'm sorry, 2019, all the kids are like grown by then, and Mandy divorced her first husband. Mandy paid off Sean's back child support, and that was like $20,000. 10,000, 20,000, maybe it was like 10,000. I don't know. You know what? I do know. You know how I know? Trisha told me. Hold on. In fact, it's in my Facebook messages. And how did Trisha know? Because the notification of the payment that the child support office sent went to their house, went to Trisha's. They were still married at the time. Crazy blonde bitch, thank you so much for the super chat. Happy 4th, Sham, Yabba, and chat. Have fun, stay safe, and hydrated. Yes, same to you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I wrote when Sean was at war, Jessica was a bad mom. All right, so Ryan also says that he has picked up on the fact that Mandy does not give 2 shits about Sean. He says that Sean needs medication for mental health, mental illness, and he does not take it. Yeah, thanks, Brian, for clearing Sean's debt to his ex-wife and the mother of his children, his child support. These are also Ryan's words, and I wrote them down and I put quotations because this is exactly what he said. He said, Sean is a simp to the core of the word. He will do whatever his female partner says. Ugh. Sean is a simp to the core of the word. He says that Sean's girls do love him, but that, and in quotes again, Sean didn't put much active effort into his girls after 2010. Oh, and also, I guess their dad went up to Rhode Island. Remember that infamous incident where Sean was abusive to Trisha, and Trisha had Sean arrested for domestic violence. And now present day, Mandy and Sean try to tell everybody that Sean does not have an arrest record, and that the mugshot that Trisha shows when she talks about it is not a mugshot because Sean doesn't have a record. Well, his brother doesn't recall it that way. He said when the apartment thing happened and Trisha got him arrested, Dad tried to get Sean to come home and he wouldn't. And that was pretty much when Sean's family washed their hands of him. And he went off with Trisha for the next 10 years doing whatever it was he did with Trisha. So that settles that. Sean's own brother recalls and remembers and references Sean's arrest for domestic violence. No question. No question. Let's see. Ryan says Mandy is not clean. And he talked about this in the phone call also. Like earlier or later, he says when she's at mom and dad's house, she grinds her teeth. He says the conversation will be over and we will have moved on to another topic of conversation. And all of a sudden, Mandy will just randomly start talking about the topic of conversation that they've moved on from. He said it's bizarre. All right. Well, I'm going to note here that this is where we left off. That was just one page of the notes I took. So there's lots more Facebook DM messages to go over. More notes. There's more to the phone. There's just so much. There is so much. Gosh, Mandy and Sean. I just wonder, at what point are the two of you going to really, 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 really fucking wish that you had just left me the fuck alone? Was it all worth it? I guess we'll never know. Ophelia Own, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. It is getting blackout. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a happy and safe 4th of July.